Welcome to This Explainer. Look, we all know artificial intelligence is no longer just some sci-fi trope or a futuristic concept. It's fundamentally transformed into a foundational technology that is literally rewriting the rules of global commerce as we speak. So today, we're cutting right through the daily news hype to uncover the sheer, unstoppable economic force that AI actually represents. We're going to dig into how it's poised to completely rewire the world, and more importantly, how it's going to reshape the way every single one of us lives and works. $100 trillion. Take a second to let that sink in. To put that staggering number into perspective, that is roughly equivalent to the entire global gross domestic product today. Analysts are projecting that AI could eventually contribute tens of trillions of dollars to the global economy over the coming decades. We're talking about creating one of the absolute largest economic transformations in modern human history. It's a number so huge it almost kind of loses its meaning, right? But how do we actually get to a number that massive? Where is all that unprecedented value coming from? To demystify this staggering number, we're going to trace the path ahead across 6 areas. 1. The next technological revolution. 2. The productivity multiplier. 3. The global AI race. 4. The infrastructure flywheel. 5. Adapting to the AI economy. And 6. The unseen horizon. Section 1. The next technological revolution. A historical perspective. To really wrap our heads around the scale of this opportunity, it helps to zoom out and see exactly how we got here. For over a century, massive technological revolutions, like steam engines in the 18th century, electricity in the 19th, and the internet in the 20th, completely destroyed old business models. They reshaped entire continents and permanently changed how we work, creating massive new fortunes along the way. AI is simply the next critical iteration in this timeline. But there is a profound difference this time around. You see, previous revolutions largely replaced physical labor, or, in the case of the internet, connected us across vast distances. AI is entirely different. It's actually beginning to perform cognitive tasks that we once considered uniquely, exclusively human. Things like writing complex software, discovering life-saving drugs, and designing intricate products. It's an upgrade to our collective brainpower, not just our muscle. But here is the real kicker. The true economic value almost never comes from the invention itself. It comes from everything built on top of it. Think back to when electricity first hit the scene. Early factory owners basically just used it to light their existing steam-powered plants so they could run longer shifts. It took decades before they realized they could completely redesign the entire factory floor around individual electric motors, which absolutely sent productivity through the roof. The early internet was exactly the same. Met with skepticism, viewed as a neat little academic tool before it birthed global e-commerce and streaming empires. So, the biggest opportunity in the AI economy isn't just selling the base AI models. The true, world-changing value lies in the application, embedding this new intelligence directly into almost every product, service, and business process on the planet. Section 2. The productivity multiplier, the micro-impact. Let's zoom in and see exactly how this immense value is generated on a day-to-day basis, because this transformation is remarkably broad. It's touching nearly every sector of the economy simultaneously. In healthcare, researchers aren't just saving a few hours of paperwork. AI is helping them identify complex drug compounds in days instead of years, radically accelerating the path to clinical trials. In finance, it's instantly spotting invisible, hyper-complex fraud patterns across millions of daily transactions. Manufacturing facilities are now using intelligent systems to predict catastrophic equipment failures weeks before a machine actually breaks down, saving millions in downtime. And the true goal here? It's not to replace the brilliant scientist, the sharp banker, or the experienced factory manager. It's to give them an absolute superpower. We're equipping them with dramatically better tools to execute their jobs at an unprecedented level. Which leads us to a core fundamental economic principle. When workers produce more in less time, profits grow, wages rise, prices fall, and entirely new markets just naturally emerge. Think about it. A 5% efficiency boost in one single factory. Sure, it's modest, it's a nice win for that quarter. But what happens when you achieve a 5, 10, or even 50% boost across healthcare, global finance, retail logistics, and agriculture all at the exact same time? That is a colossal macroeconomic engine. When you aggregate all these individual micro-impacts, they represent an incredible surge in human productivity. And historically, that has always been the primary driver of massive long-term economic growth. Section 3. The global AI race, an economic competition. Because AI acts as such a fundamental productivity multiplier, this has rapidly escalated into a fierce matter of national competitiveness. We're witnessing a truly global economic race, and the stakes could not possibly be higher. The United States is aggressively leaning into its historical lead in advanced software models, deeply established cloud infrastructure, and cutting-edge semiconductor tech. Meanwhile, China is pursuing a totally different but incredibly potent strategy, combining its vast manufacturing base and massive data sets with sweeping public investment to absolutely dominate AI implementation. And the competition doesn't stop there. Nations across Europe, Japan, South Korea, and the Middle East are heavily investing to carve out their own specific regional advantages, whether that's in healthcare robotics, advanced defense systems, or precision manufacturing. Every global power recognizes one simple truth. Whoever harnesses this technology most effectively is going to secure a dominant economic position that will likely define the balance of power for the next century. Section 4. The infrastructure flywheel, the physical world. Now, we often talk about AI like it's just this ethereal software floating up in the cloud, but the reality is incredibly physical. There is a powerful, self-reinforcing infrastructure flywheel driving this entire economy. It starts pretty simply. As AI becomes more capable, more and more businesses adopt it just to stay competitive. But that massive, sudden adoption causes a huge spike in the demand for data centers and the immense electrical power required to run them. So, trillions of dollars are poured into building physical facilities and advanced hardware. And here is where the magic really happens. Those very infrastructure investments make AI even cheaper, faster, and more accessible, which kicks the whole cycle into overdrive. More accessibility means even more businesses adopt it, demanding even more infrastructure. It's this continuous, unstoppable loop of staggering economic expansion. And this cycle explains exactly why the companies building the physical pipes of this new era are suddenly the most valuable in the world. Semiconductor manufacturers are literally pushing the extreme limits of quantum physics to produce increasingly powerful chips. Cloud providers are building data centers so massive that some require their own dedicated power plants just to keep the servers cool. Networking companies are out there laying thousands of miles of deep-sea fiber optic cables to link all these global facilities together. The AI economy isn't just lines of code. It is fundamentally reshaping our physical energy grids, global supply chains, and industrial landscapes on a planetary scale. Section 5. Adapting to the AI economy, challenges and evolution. Of course, every major technological shift creates immense friction alongside opportunity. Historically speaking, sweeping technological change reshapes jobs far more often than it entirely eliminates them. But that doesn't mean the transition is easy or without severe growing pains. Workforce adaptation is absolutely critical right now. Some routine, highly repetitive tasks will undoubtedly become automated. However, learning to collaborate with an AI co-pilot will very soon become as basic and essential a job requirement as using a web browser or sending an email list today. We are going to see entirely new categories of work emerge, jobs we literally don't even have names for yet. The workers who thrive will be the ones who lean into this transition, treating AI as a tool to amplify their own unique human creativity and strategic thinking. Businesses are facing a brutal adaptation hurdle of their own. The question is no longer if AI will disrupt your specific industry, but how quickly you can find meaningful, highly effective applications for it. For businesses big and small, hesitating or ignoring this shift just means falling hopelessly behind your competitors. The true immediate challenge is finding those critical use cases and deploying this massive new layer of capability safely, securely, and in strict compliance with rapidly evolving global regulations, all while protecting sensitive consumer data. Speed is essential, but so is precision. Section 6. The unseen horizon, expanding human capability. So let's look at what this all builds toward, keeping one crucial historical lesson in mind. We all have a massive blind spot when it comes to the future. In the early days of the internet, people were thrilled about sending digital mail, but absolutely no one predicted global ride-sharing apps, streaming entertainment empires, or trillion-dollar cloud computing companies. It is highly likely that the absolute greatest AI opportunities simply haven't been invented yet. Just as with mobile boom, the titans of tomorrow probably won't be the companies spending billions to build the base AI models. Instead, they'll be the clever innovators who figure out how to leverage those models to solve hyper-specific, real-world problems much more effectively and cheaply than anyone else. The playing field is wide open. Ultimately, the AI economy isn't simply about creating smarter machines. It's about expanding human capability, unlocking entirely new industries, and fundamentally reshaping how value is created across the globe. Decades from now, historians aren't going to view this as a dark age of automation where machines replaced humanity. They'll look back at this exact decade as the pivotal moment humanity discovered a brand new, limitless engine of global growth. We're equipping ourselves with the cognitive tools necessary to solve challenges that previously seemed insurmountable. The foundational platform for that incredible future is being poured right now, all around us, in data centers and laboratories across the globe. Which leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question to explore as we navigate this new era of innovation. Are we simply building smarter machines, or have we discovered the invisible engine of the next global economy? Take a moment to think deeply about how you, your career, and your business will participate in this $100 trillion shift. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the horizon.